saying.
I see you're back in your own office now. That's great.
Yeah, I was like, my parents came home today from Missouri, so it was funny. I guess they had a. So I
Can you hear
introduced. Oh, I can hear you.
that? Okay.
Yeah,
Does
you
that sound
better-
right?
You sound,
Does that sound
yeah,
good?
you sound a lot better now.
Okay, good.
While they were in Missouri, I guess like my mom was really craving pizza, and her like brothers and stuff were like, "Oh, dude, you need to try this one place. You know, it's super good." And and they were like, "Okay." So I guess they got pizza from it. Well, it's like a pizza place, but it's like in a gas station because it's like bumfuck fucking Missouri. Like there's nothing out there. Like you have to like drive to like fucking Branson to like get anything. And yeah, I guess they, were talking up this pizza place, and my mom was like, "Yeah, no, dude, it sucked." And my dad, like, I called them and stuff while they were there, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, they talked up this pizza place, some gas station. Their wings suck, whatever." And I introduced him to this local place right down the street from us called Pizza by Napoli. They don't deliver or anything, so you have to pick up, but they have really good wings and pizza. And they were like, "Yeah, no, when we get back." On Sunday, we need you to bring us some pizza and wings because we had nothing but bad pizza and wings.
Wow.
There's nothing worse than bad pizza and wings.
That's
I was like, there's no such thing as bad pizza, just pizza that's not meant for you.
Right.
Just pizza that will give you severe diarrhea.
That's a good callback right there, Justin. I like that.
Thank you. I thought you would appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the outline, by the way. I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be episode 92 if Shannon didn't get the goddamn
Shannon?
Zach,
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
You have to do is start making the outline a week in advance and then just print it out and mail it to fucking Shannon.
Right? You're an editor on this. Just go to Google Docs. Jesus.
Yeah, I probably should just go to Google Docs.
You know where they are. Just go to Google Docs.
I know, but part of me is that I'm lazy.
Is Robbie ever gonna come back on the podcast?
I'm not sure. Like he was working on trying to get his mom to watch Elijah for a little bit tonight so we could podcast, and then it all fell apart. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah,
okay, it's just kid problems.
Yeah, it's mainly just with his wife being on deployment, like he's got no control over like, if the kid doesn't want to go to sleep or he has shit to do, there's no one to like pick up the slack, But I don't know. Like he was pretty upfront with it from the beginning. Like I might be away for a while, so we'll see what happens. I was like, okay, if it works, it works. If it doesn't. I'm not going to stress about it.
Slutty anime puzzle dungeon simulator. I like it.
Yep, that's what Shannon's been playing this week.
Wait, that's actually like a game Shannon likes.
Dude, it's a whole genre on Steam. You go on Steam, some of the best new paid games are slutty anime puzzle dungeon.
Pudgeon simulators.
Pudgeon's the genre, the puzzle dungeon. Anime.
Hey, Shannon, what you do like a game that fits that description? What game is that? Dragons something?
Oh, the Dragon's Crown for the
there it is, Dragon's Crown.
Dude, I played Dragon's Crown on the chick where it's like not even an hourglass figure, it's just like two upside down Triforces. That's like her character model.
The barbarian who's basically wearing like a G-string with a battle axe.
Yeah, and then there's like it's like the stereotypical where like when they make fun, it's like comics, like how men are drawn. It's like the giant square shaped fucking dude who's like this, and then like the woman who's like this, and that's like that game. It was fun though.
Yep.
Like a little couch co-op experience.
Yeah, like I think I got like 3/4 of the way through that game. It was all right.
Yeah, you lose your motivation once you finish. I get it. Time to roll over and go to sleep. So,
So clean yourself off in the morning.
Yep.
Oh,
So showers are for.
wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I guess I'm glad I wasn't living at home when that game was out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a grown man. I'm 40.
I'm gonna
Okay.
write a book about this whole experience living at home. Like I'm fast discovering I am just a gross human being, and like the fact that I'm living at my parents' house only magnifies it.
Dude, there's this one book. I mean,
You are 40 years old. You are just discovering that you are a gross human being? Like,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was
well, I mean, it's a road to self-discovery. I mean, I need to have some title for the book.
I've
right.
only probably read a handful of books in like the last 10 years, but one of them that I read that was my favorite, it's by, his name's like Aaron Cottombus or something like that.
Mhm.
And the book's called Double Deuce. And but that was the name of the house that he lived at. And the whole premise is, I think took place in like the 70s or 80s. It was like the whole California punk scene in
Okay.
like the 70s, 80s, whatever. He had a zine and stuff that he would print with his friends, but the whole book is about him living at this house with these random people and stuff. And it's like about how like he lived up in the attic and he built a desk out of like jars of piss that he had filled up, and that's like, where he would write his zine and stuff. And him and his friends at night would go around to like the like wishing fountains and shit and steal all the change and buy coffee and fucking like sandwiches from some like shitty coffee shop and stuff around the corner from him.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
Living the dream.
Animal Crossing call?
No, I am, but we're a ways away from that. You'll probably be in bed before we do it.
Huh?
I don't know if we'll get to Animal Crossing tonight, okay? All right. Sorry, man.
Zach's breaking heart.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, you're supposed to be in bed, dude. Jesus. He busts in and it's, are you on your Animal Crossing talk yet? I'm like, no, I'm not. Get out.
Yeah, so let's get this started because I got like an hour before I got to get out of here.
Okay. Well, this will go quick because I mean, with recording on fucking Wednesday or Tuesday, we covered a lot that already happened this week. So it's really Ghost Tsushima and Paper Mario. So, well, we can do that. Nice. What was that?
No, I said nice.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Justin, you good?
I'm good. I got DJ KK.
Nice.
DJ
Slamming.
KK? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
He's playing them beats.
It's on the wheels of steel. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to That Pixel Life. This is episode 92, recording on May 17th, 2020. We are going to talk about some things that have happened this week. We got a Ghost Tsushima reveal. We have a new Paper Mario to talk about, which I am very excited. Amongst other things, we have, we got Mike Miller's Animal Crossing check-in. We've got some games. I took one off the pile of shame, and I'm very excited to talk about it. And we'll do that with Mr. Shannon Moore. Shannon, how you doing?
Dude, this week Animal Crossing, it took my house, it took my flowers, my turnips. Oh God, I'll talk about it later, but I'm so sad. I'm so sad, guys.
This has been a rough week for Shannon. All right. And also, someone who is going to join me in this revelry, Mr. Justin Time Carter. Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing good. See, I didn't invest in the turnip market this week, and I didn't invest today either. I mean, just because I have so much money, and it's like one less thing I have to worry about, having to sit there and follow up on the AM PM prices of turnips.
Yeah, just come to my world. Just come to my world of no longer caring about money in Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Just it's fun. It's nice here. It's warm. The water's welcoming. It's great.
Dude, when I checked though, when Shannon was in a fucking fever dream over there trying to cash in his turnips. I checked my price in the afternoon. It was like 40 bells, and I'm like,
Yeah.
boy, you are SOL, my friend.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
our whole Animal Crossing Facebook group just was decimated this week. Like I had nothing, and my girlfriend last night was like, "Well, my island's at like 138, and I bought it like 108," and I was like, "I'm gonna roll the dice and see what happens." Yeah, it was a big mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was the entire, like you said, the entire Facebook group took a bath this week. I didn't see anyone with even triple digits after like Tuesday. It's like,
Yeah,
good
dude,
Lord.
my Facebook group was pretty people quit even posting their prices because they were like, it's not even, like it was like 70 something, and they're just like,
Yeah.
no, it's not happening this week. And I was like, man, it's great to get out the game while the game was hot, like while turnip game was on fire. Get out.
I know all
And
I need is one good week, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'm just hoping that this week turns it around because I only had like $1 million left. I invested like 2 million last week, and then like I lost probably close to 1.5 million in the market. And so I just took what
mm,
yeah,
She,
I just took
she,
whatever was left over.
Shannon's over there cramming sea bass into Timmy and Tommy's little box, trying to fucking
yeah,
make some
yeah.
money back. It's like, come on! It's like 40
Come on,
bells.
get in there.
I'm
Like,
like I'm taking all the shit that I like built for everybody's houses and I'm just pawning it at the shop just to get my money back.
going around your island repossessing all the furniture you built for your villagers. You're like, I'll give you that stone table back later. Daddy needs some room.
Yeah. Tex was like, I'm gonna move out, and I was like, peace, dude. Like I can't afford to have you here. Like get out.
You're like, that's free real
You're,
estate.
you're like on the plus side, that water pump I made for you is the deal of the day. So yeah, if you could pack your shit, I'll be gonna go ahead and take that. Thanks. Um, no, yeah, it was funny today. Like I want to say our turnip prices were like 94, and my wife got a text from her brother that his turnip prices were 92, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna drop all my stuff, and I'm gonna have like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you going to like empty your pockets, go through the time of emptying your pockets, getting on a plane, going to his island, buying up, unloading, going back? Like, why? Why? Like we are sitting between us with 15 million bells in the bank. I have 8 bridges and 8 ramps built. Like, there's literally no reason to do this. None, zero. Like I don't understand it. And it was funny because she was just looked at me for a second and was like, "Well, yeah, okay." And I'm like,
Burst her
over 2
bubble.
bells? Yeah, totally. But it was like, over 2 bells? You're gonna go do all this work. You're gonna put an hour plus of game time in for 2 bells each. Like, oh, okay.
Dude, that's like on my island, the price was literally 110. And I was like, yeah, I ain't buying on my island this week. And then my buddy
Yeah.
Matt, it was like 90 on his, but that was my thing. I'm like, dude, I was like, I don't want to turn on my Switch and go to his island just to buy like, I don't even know, like 300,000 worth of bells. Like, it's not turnips, whatever. I'm like, it's not worth it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things, like once you have all the bridges and ramps built, it just becomes kind of pointless. It does. But I don't know. I'll get off my stock market high horse, I suppose, here, and just enjoy that Shannon took a bath in the market along with everyone else. But yeah, did you guys? So we recorded late last week, and because of that, we were able to talk about the Unreal 5 reveal that they had, and some other things that had gotten announced between episode 90 and episode 91. And because we recorded a little late, there was only a few things to talk about this time around, and one of them I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. Ghost of Tsushima, which was a game they announced, God, what, 2 E3s ago, I want to say. And is it Tsushima or Tsushima? Do you know, like, the right way to say it?
I never name it seriously. I just call it sushi. So
Yeah, the Ghost of Sushi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Watch out for the Ebby. They're fierce. Um, the dragon roll. It's the main boss. And so that was the big reveal of it, and it kind of looked to me like Sekiro meets Breath of the Wild a little bit. Like, did that sit with anyone else like that? Because the way by Breath of the Wild, in the reveal they showed that they're kind of having as small a HUD as possible in the game, and they want a lot of your frame of reference for what's going on in the game to be from the environment. So things like, if you need to find the direction, like the wind will show you where to go. Or like if you mark something on a map, you'll see someone in that location will make a fire and you'll see the smoke rising up from the location you need to go to. Things like that, which I think are clever. I think are fun ways to like keep immersion in a game. Kind of reminds me of how Dead Space kept the HUD on the suit itself, which I thought was always one of the best ways to do it, because it's like, oh, the life bar is his spine, and when you look at the map, he actually like brings his hand up to look at the map himself and stuff, which always thought was super cool. But I was kind of taken away because Sucker Punch, who is making this game, isn't known for these type of games necessarily. These like super immersive, real crazy world building, all this stuff. It's, Sucker Punch is way more comic booky is what they're known for, and like comic book type action. And so to see a one, I mean, yes, it's still fantastical. It's samurais and ninjas and doing crazy shit that, human beings can't actually do, but it's also not, lightning powers and flying with concrete and all this stuff that they've done in the past. And so I kind of just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, what do you think? Like, is this something you're now more interested in than you were? Or now that you kind of know what it is?
I've always been out on this game just because it kind of seems like it's out of my wheelhouse of types of games I would enjoy. It kind of reminded me of like a Souls game, and I still have yet to find one of those that like I really want to get into. I do like the minimalistic approach, but this game it just tells me, the more I see of it, the more it tells me it's going to be one of those games that you need to put a lot of time into to master the technique of the gameplay, to get through it. Also, I'm finding myself, I want the direction. I want like maybe like like a cursor telling me the way I need to go, or like a star on the map letting me know where my objective is. I feel with these types of games, like, where they want you to go out and, you're going to have to fight things along the way. One of the driving points that I didn't like about Breath of the Wild is that, there really wasn't a lot of hand holding, and, there was a lot of backtracking because I was getting lost and those enemies would respawn and I would be having to fight them over and over again, and my weapon durability was dropping. And a lot of times, like, the weapons I wanted to use when I got to a certain point were already used up because, I ran out of weapons and I had to use them. So, with that kind of mixture, I can understand the appeal for other people. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be something that's going to hit home with me in a way that I want to, in a game that I'm going to enjoy. So, I might wait on this one to see what you guys think about it and to see if it's like the type of game that I'm expecting it to be before I actually pull the trigger on it. So it hasn't changed my mind at all. Justin, what do you think?
So I was like, couple things first. One, in Dead Space, when you're lost, the checkpoint system where he just sticks his hand out and it like shows you where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Love it. That was like one of the easiest. Like, I was using that shit all the time, just like boom, boom. Like, I'm like, where do I need to go? Boom. And
the line pops out of the hand and goes down the ground. It's like, oh, sweet. Just follow that trail.
So you're just like, yeah, it's like, where do I need to go? And it's just like, boom. And it's like, okay, coll. Like, don't need to look at a map. It's just go this way. It's like, okay. I was actually just watching, because I remember watching the initial E3 trailer from a couple of years ago, and I think it was the one where, right, it was just all it was like almost like a samurai fight with the swords and the petals and stuff, and it looked really pretty and stuff, but I wasn't like sitting there like day one purchase, like I'm gonna get this. I was just watching the state of the play video, And watching the actual gameplay has me more pumped for it than that trailer did. Just that it kind of reminds me a lot of it's almost like kind of like like Sekiro kind of meets like Shadow of Mordor looking kind of. You're like roaming around, just kind of doing stuff and going to different camps and fighting people and.
Yeah, the line I saw out there was, "Oh, they made the easy mode for Sekiro that everyone wanted," which I thought was pretty funny. But
but it looks really good. Like I don't like it's one of those things where I'll probably definitely pick it up. It might be like if it's like, $35-$40 or something on Black Friday kind of thing for me. But if it gets like honestly, if it gets like pretty much like universal like nines or something, I might break and just get it right then and there.
yeah,
It's kind of depending on how it reviews is pretty much how it's going to determine whether I pick it up right away or just kind of wait.
because I mean the Sony exclusives, there really hasn't been outside of Days Gone, there really hasn't been a dog in that whole bunch.
Mhm.
And I mean, Last of Us 2 just isn't my jam. Like I've decided I don't really want Last of Us 2. So this one comes out just a little while afterwards, so I might just have to pull the trigger on this one just because it looks like the best new game coming out maybe until the holiday. So I'm feeling it myself. But speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, you know what else comes out the same day now? New Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Paper Mario. Out of nowhere. Paper Mario and the Origami King for the Nintendo Switch. Literally, no one knew it was being made. Justin is showing the tats on the chat right now, as you can see. No one knew it was being made. No one knew it was coming. I don't ever remember even seeing rumors or anything for this as a speculative, like, hey, you know what's going to happen this summer? New Paper Mario. I mean, people have come out with maybe they're going to remake, Seven Year Door or what,
Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Dude, my heart just broke a little right there when you said 7 Year Door.
Seven dot, whatever. Zeros. Anyway, the Bowser's Inside Story, one of those. They like people thought maybe they were gonna bring the DS ones to the Switch as part of this anniversary or something like that. But to get an entirely new game dropped on us out of freaking left field, I'm super hyped. I'm really excited for this. I know Justin's excited. Justin.
I am excited, but with that excitement comes worry because the last couple Paper Marios haven't been like that was like by far like I have a picture of the original Paper Mario for 64 up in the office. So it's like there's original Paper Mario and then there's like Thousand Year Door and then the Wii one was okay. And then what came out after the Wii one then was like Sticker Star on the 3DS, which like, a lot of people hated it, and I didn't hate it.
Okay. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it, and I thought it was decent. And then I played Color Splash is the only Paper Mario I don't own, and that says
I never played that one either. The reviews kind of scared me away from that one.
Yeah, I did play it at someone else's house, and I was like, yeah, I don't regret not buying this because I just was not a fan. So, but from what I've heard with the new one is they have a new sort of battle system. It's like a battle. It's not like a grid. It's like a ring. They call it a battle ring thing, but it's like there's almost like three. It's like a circle within a circle within a circle, and it looks like stuff kind of moves and stuff and rotates, and that kind of you can move enemies up and stuff and do combos, which I'm interested to see. It looks like it's turn taking again, which I'm all about. It looks like they brought back partners, but it looks like the partners are just kind of generic, like Bowser henchmen enemies and stuff. that Bowser folded up is also one of a potential partner and stuff, and that you might be able to do combo moves and stuff with him. So I'm kind of interested to see how that works, since normally the partners kind of have more personality and stuff. They're like, even if it is like a bomb or something, they're paying
Sure.
have like certain aspects about them. But I really think this game needs to basically be good. Like, I'm hoping they took all the criticism from Color Splash and Sticker Star and are like, okay, here's what people don't like. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to do this and kind of get it back on track, since we're not getting Mario and Luigi games anymore. I'm like, the RPG Paper Mario games kind of need to bring it back, the franchise back home.
And I also think that the this is the chance for them to have that first the first real hit of the aesthetic games, like the Yoshi Woolly World and the Kirby games and all this. Like, they've got these ideas where they build an entire world around an aesthetic, and they're visually super impressive. Just they haven't had one of them be really good yet. And I'm hoping this is the one, because goddamn if that trailer doesn't look amazing. Like, when you watch this game being played in the trailer and you're bouncing between the aesthetic of, the traditional sticker looking Paper Marios and like the origami world that they're in, and the other enemies that are like changing shape as they're refolding themselves and everything. It's impressive as hell. And it's like, please, like you said, please just be good. Like, just be awesome, because I really want this game to be good.
Especially like some of the settings in the trailer and stuff. Like, there was like one part where they were like going through like a desert thing, and just like the background looks gorgeous, and I'm just like, man, it looks really pretty, and it kind of reminds me of like being a kid on the N64 playing and stuff, and like going through like the desert level and stuff, and being like, wow, and like being amazed by it and stuff. So I'm like, man, I need it to. It's like, that's one of the things that Paper Mario always does really good too. Usually is like the story and stuff, is like the character development, and then usually like the way they connect different threads with the different stories that are going on and stuff is usually something they do really well. So I'm like, man, I need it to hit home, because that's also what pissed me off about like the Wii Paper Mario, like Super Paper. Like, you had partners, but all they did was shit that you did in the first couple. Like, one was a hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had a hammer in the other game. That's nothing new. I'm like, oh, this one lets me ground pound. I was always able to do that. That's nothing new. I'm like, you just took stuff away from me and gave it back to me as a partner, which is annoying, because now I have to switch that person to do the thing that I was always able to do to begin with. So I don't want that. I'm like, I just want people.
They're like, just give me characters, give me a roster, damn it.
Like, give me a chain chomp.
Now, Shannon, were you ever a Paper Mario guy or no?
No, I got my 3DS like really late. And so I think I might have played. I think there was maybe like a Paper Mario like 2 or something. I don't specifically remember the title I had, but I played like one of them, and it wasn't really. I mean, it didn't really impress me much. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. But with my past experiences of Paper Mario, I think I might wait a little bit, especially since I'm going to have Xenoblade coming out probably at the end of this month. So there's no way I'm probably going to play this game until the price drops or towards the end of the year, if it's something that people think that I need to really touch and get my hands on.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, the price isn't going to drop. These prices never drop. I still think the fucking 3DS games are like $50. It's like... It's ridiculous, Nintendo pricing.
Yeah, I was like, you can buy a 1,000-Year Door used on Amazon, I think, for like $70-$80.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, like, I do like what I see from the trailer that they put out, like being able to use the extendable arms and being in like not having that traditional like 2D world, like having it more 3D and like using the origami features, and it definitely seems like a very polished game, but it's just I didn't have a good experience like the first time around, and I think it's just gonna keep me held off on that one. So.
Well, and for what it sounds like too, when you brought up 3DS, that's what Sticker Star was on. So it sounds like you started with Sticker Star, which is like basically like driving a car with two wheels on it. You got like the worst possible experience from like the get-go, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's basically kind of the news this week. I mean, other than the report that came out today, that shocking. I'm glad you both are sitting down for this. Hey, more people have played video games and bought video games the first quarter of this year than at any other time. Right? Weird that we were all stuck at home with nothing to do, and we're all playing Animal Crossing, apparently, to the tune of $10.2 billion in the first quarter, which is impressive. 9% increase over last year's.
I was like, I saw that they said that Animal Crossing already surpassed what Nintendo projected as like it's like
for the lifetime of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it did in the first quarter. It's like, good lord.
I mean, like, as talk about like the worst possible outcome for the best situation. I mean, like the worst situation for the best possible outcome for your game. Like, I mean, I can't think of a. I mean, like, there are people that I know that wouldn't even have touched a Switch, yet alone played any type of game that I know now own a Switch and own Animal Crossing. And not only that, but they're also looking for that next Animal Crossing type game that they can play because, of course, they've done everything that they need to do in Animal Crossing, and they're justifying why they spent $300 on a Switch. So
let me tell you what that next Animal Crossing could be. All right, go with me on a journey to a land where pinatas are just, they act like animals. But it's funny though. Me and my wife were having this conversation like for reals when we were in a freaking 5-hour long playthrough to get a goddamn grizzly bear into this garden. But she's like, this absolutely could be Microsoft's Animal Crossing. Like, all they would have to do is flesh out the village a little more. That like that you don't just have the village, you have to like build the village. And that gets you opens gateways to get you better and bigger stuff along the way, and then just build it out to where you have little gardens spread all over the place that you need to like check in. And then once you check into the garden, you can actually do the Viva Pinata thing once you're there. She's like, this could just be Microsoft's Animal Crossing if they would just like build it out more. And I sat there and it kind of broke my brain for a second because I was like, holy shit, you are totally right. Like, I don't understand how you don't do that at this point, especially with how Animal Crossing is selling. I mean, we're at the point now where like Animal Crossing, I think I'm going to have to make a rule that it can't be Game of the Year because it's already defined the year. Like, this is the year of Animal Crossing at this point, just because it's been that game. Like Shannon said, it's like the best situation for the worst circumstances. It's just become the like thing everyone's done while they're trapped inside. And it's just, it's like it's defined an entire year and it's May. So at this point, I don't see anything unseating it as far as just, So I feel like we're going to have like most important game and then everything else, like it's, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be, I mean, like I'm almost wondering like how much Nintendo Switch, the actual console sold in just the first quarter. Just knowing that this was, I mean, like you can't find a Nintendo Switch around here right now, like in our area, like they're sold out, completely sold out. Yeah. Not picking anything up like right now. Like I went to Target this weekend for groceries, and on their board out in front it says, things that they have and things that they're out of. Things that they're out of, it's toilet paper, the hand sanitizer, and the Nintendo Switch are like the top three. Like, I mean, they had to put it on the board so that people know, like, don't come in here if you're looking for a Switch. So,
gotcha.
I mean, I would like to see what their market share is because, a lot of those people aren't people that are typically playing on Microsoft. So I think it's up to Nintendo to either keep the Animal Crossing fresh and keep those new, retain the new people, or come up with something that's going to be like another new intellectual property from them that is going to keep those people wanting to play their Switch. And like, maybe there's like a Stardew Valley out there or, something else that they can hype up. But I think, if they really want to maximize that profit, they're going to start pushing out like games like this for the Switch itself.
Well, and just to circle back for a second, that's what kind of made me so excited about Paper Mario was the fact that no one knew it was coming at all.
Mhm.
So now I'm like, so what the hell else does Nintendo have? That maybe they're like moving up since the Switch sales were so well and like they have a good hot market right now. Because like Paper Mario is a great title to throw out to someone that's now kind of sick of Animal Crossing, ready to look for something else. And it's like, oh, great. Here's a 30-hour RPG you can play. You know, and I could totally see a segment of people bigger than you'd probably imagine being like, yeah, well, I'm still stuck at home. That's $30 or $60. I mean, for 30 hours. Sure, let me do that. You know, and I'll be interested to see how that sells kind of accordingly. But no, I mean, I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty on board with everything Nintendo's doing right now. So, well, but if they would just make some more Viva Pinata, come on, it's not that hard.
I was like, I also heard that Pikmin 3, like rumor is that Pikmin 3 might be coming to the Switch too as like a deluxe version and stuff, which I think it would make more sense if it actually came as like a trilogy.
Yeah, I would say give me the whole package.
The third, yeah. Because I mean, I know they brought, from the GameCube, they brought 1 and 2 over to the Wii and stuff. So it's like, I don't know how hard it would be for them to port from like the Wii then over to the Switch, but I'd be down.
But yeah, I would be down for that. You think we get the Galaxy HD remasters?
I think
so that's been the big rumor this year with the Mario 35th and all that, you know?
Yeah, the big two were Galaxy and 3D World, which 3D World, especially with it like being a part of Super Mario Maker 2 and stuff, I 120% see that as being like an actual thing. And I really hope, because Galaxy 2 was like, that got like Game of the Year like nominations and stuff, and that got like 10s across like the board pretty much from like Destructoid, IGN, like Kotaku and stuff when that came out. So
let me ask you this, Justin. Do you consider 3D World a proper Mario game? And by that I mean, because you have like, the Mario 64 lineage, right? Of like all those games. And then you've got like the 2D Marios and all those games. And then you have like 3D World. Do you consider it like a one-off? Do you consider it part of the Mario 64 branch? Like,
it's like, I mean, like part of me wants to say no, but at the same time, it's like, I almost think it has to be. Because it's like, you think about it, like, there's been so many new Super Mario Bros. Like, I mean, they like, after the first one on Wii, and that made money, they just started shoveling that shit out.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I only played, I played the one on the DS, and then I played the Wii one, but then it's like, I never played the second one on, like, the 3DS, and, like, they just started pumping them out. I mean, I know there's also 3D Land on like the 3DS and stuff, which I heard was good, but I never played it. And it's like, I remember playing Super Mario Land 1 and 2 on Game Boy, and people fucking have so much hate for those games, especially the first one. And I'm like, I love 2. Like, I'm like, 2's awesome. And Wario's the final boss. I'm like, which I love Wario, so I'm like, why so much hate on this?
I mean, he's no Waluigi, but he's pretty good. So, I'm a Waluigi guy. I like Waluigi if I'm Mario Karting. Give me Waluigi.
I was like, something that me and my friend Matt have talked about for years and years and years and years, and it makes me sad that the Mario and Luigi team or whatever is no more, is like, what, like the last, like after Bowser's Inside Story, the last couple of Mario and Luigi games weren't like as good as Inside Story, because that was like the peak of Mario and Luigi games. And I was like,
well, the writing of that game was so good.
Yes.
The writing in that game
it was fun. But then it was like, the mechanic of turning the 3DS side, like, that was dope. And then when they were like, oh, let's do this for every Mario and Luigi game now. And I was like, It was cool for the one. I'm like, now you're just milking that one thing over and over again. I was like, why the fuck aren't they making a Wario and Waluigi game instead, where you play as Wario and Waluigi instead of Mario and Luigi? I'm like, that would be.
I'm in.
Yeah, yeah. Or like, where you're playing half as Mario and Luigi, and then you also play as Wario and Waluigi. Like it's the four of them or something. I'm like, it makes so much sense, and I'm like, Nintendo, why not? Why not? Like, it would be great. I don't understand why.
You just reminded me of like random DS mechanics. Did you guys ever play Phantom Hourglass, the Zelda game?
No.
That kind of look Wind Waker-y? No?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, okay. That game wasn't all bad. It just certainly wasn't all good either. But they did a thing where, and I'm guessing, Justin, you probably got stuck on this too, where you need to like make a mark on a map. And you cannot do it. You cannot do it. There's no like button cues or anything for it. It's like the game broke. I had no idea what to do. Got frustrated. Closed the DS because I had to like get off an airplane. Opened it up and it made the mark. Like you literally had to close the shell and reopen it to mark the map. And I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches! Like that's so clever and that's so good. But like they gave you no clue on how to do that other than just by accident or reading a fact or something, but it pissed me off so much.
I was like, I wanted to like Phantom, like I did not play Spirit Tracks because was not a huge fan of Phantom. Like I thought it looked pretty on the DS, and because I used to play what was it? It was like Etern Odyssey and stuff on the DS, and like making the maps and stuff. Like I loved that, and like going out and fishing and Phantom Hourglass and stuff. I'm like, that was dope. But then the fact that they like forced you to use the stylus to like swing the sword and stuff made me hate it. That was the like killer for me. I was like, I'm not having fun sitting there like holding my DS with one hand and having to use the stylus. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, I don't like this.
Well, the fact that you have to keep going to the Ocean King temple over and over and over and over and over. It was like, at some point, why did you pad this out by like 5 hours, making me go back through this fucking temple over and over again? Or just build a new one somewhere that like I have to travel to go do all the same shit in. But yeah, anyway, we don't have to break down, 15-year-old DS games at this point, but still. That game was annoying because it was annoying because it could have been really, really good. And they were like so close to having it be awesome. And it just ended up, when they made a choice of which should we be awesome or annoying, they picked annoying almost every time. And then that was the bummer.
Well, and it was sad because I was so pumped for it too that like, because I bought it at, I think, Game Crazy when that was still a thing like out here. And it's like,
throwing it way back. Game Crazy.
I know. Yeah, dude. And I got the game, and with it, I bought the special collector's edition strategy guide, where it's the blue binded hardcover, and it has the gold plated the Triforce on the front and stuff. I still have it.
You were all in.
Dude. I was like, the guide was just as much as the fucking game. It was like like $35 for that book.
Bound in leather.
Yeah.
Gold leafed. Yeah. We can go ahead and we've already dived into a bunch of Animal Crossing, so we can skip that. I know we got to keep it moving tonight. We're on a little bit of a time crunch, but I wanted to talk to you guys. Have you heard the good word, which is Devil May Cry 5? Because I finally got to a point where I'm like, I can't play any more Animal Crossing. I can't play Viva Pinata anymore. I need to pick something. And I've got a bunch of games that I've been meaning to get to and haven't. So I saw that one on the stack and was like, you know what? I'm ready to just hack and kill things. This will be fun. I like Devil May Cry. And threw that in. And good Lord, that game takes forever to get going. Like, holy shit. Like, it's one of those, like, okay, we're picking things in a menu and picking things in a menu and picking things in. Oh, cinematic. Okay, we're moving. We're going. All right, we got this. Let's get the game started. Oh, we're picking more stuff. Okay, all right, we're doing so. Okay, cinematic. Oh, this looks like a good opening cinematic. There's a boss fight. It looks like people are getting their ass kicked. Oh, wait, I have control. Okay, let's fight. Cinematic. Okay, another cinematic. Why did they even give me control there? I literally walked down the hallway and then a cinematic. Why do that? Like, who cares? And then, so that just goes for like an hour like that until you get out of the prologue and the game actually, starts. And then it's kind of a slow burn because it's one of those things where they start you with the worst character. Like, Nero sucks, you guys. Like, I mean, I understand he's got interchangeable arms that he gets to like blow shit up with or grab things. And to be fair, his grappling hook rules. Like the grapple that he has is really his best character trait as far as a combatant goes. But I just kind of hate him like as a character real bad. And so you're stuck with him for, I want to say, the first 5 missions, something like that. Until you get like the world's prettiest old goth man, V, you get to control. And I got it. I love V. There's something about V I love. Like he's mopey. He's got a cane. He talks like he's like 800 years old. He reads books of poetry. He's got a wisecracking raven with a split jaw for some reason. That's rad. He's got a fucking panther that turns into fucking knives. Like, let's go. Like, come on, let's do this, And I actually really like with V's fighting style because he actually can't do anything. Like, he is completely ineffective in a regular combat situation, but he's got these minions. He's got his panther, he's got his raven, and he's got the like beast from below, I think Nightmare or something, whatever they call. When his gauge fills up high enough, you can bring Nightmare up, which turns his hair white too. I don't know. And but you get to like chain all this stuff around, and then you need to bring V in for the final kill, because like the familiars can't actually kill anything, but they can just knock him way down. And then V flies in there, or the flying V. Flying V? Yeah, the flying V comes in, stabs dudes in the chest. And when you chain all that shit together, it's like the best feeling in the world. It's one of those like, you've got a fucking panther turning into a guillotine while you're peppering shots with a raven, and then all of a sudden the raven explodes into lightning while the panther like knocks the dude up in the air and he turns gray, and V flies in from like 50 feet away and stabs the dude in the neck. And it's like, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. This is fucking awesome. And then they give you Nero again. You're like, why? This guy sucks. I'm back with Nero. Like, he revs a fucking sword like a motorcycle. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And like, not in a fun way. Like, come on. This is, but we're at the point now. I'm in, I finished mission 10. So I now have Dante. I was playing to like 1 a.m. last night. I got Dante and I figured this is where I'm going to tap out, and then I'll pick it back up tonight. That game moves really fast. Super fast. I also, makes me a little uncomfortable how the women are treated in that game. I'm just throwing that out there real quick. Like, Nico and lady thing that's happening in that game where just, I'll put it this way. When Nico makes you a new arm, the animation that plays while she gets it out from behind the counter is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Just throw it out. You can YouTube it. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable playing that with people in the room, because it gets you looks like, the fuck are you playing? Like, you get some of that. But outside of that kind of grossness, the action is real fun, and the story is real dumb, like I've expected with Devil May Cry. But like, I'm using that as an endearing term. Like, it's so stupid, but I love it a lot. And I also, I kind of see where it's going, and one of those things where I'm like, I'm hoping the twist isn't what I think the twist is going to be, but I kind of think it is, because it's the stupidest thing they could do. So we'll see if I'm right. I'll probably know within a day or two. But outside of that, yeah, Shannon, you got most of the way through that game, right?
No,
Before you
quite the
started playing
opposite.
like a 20-year-old JRPG or something.
Yeah, no, it was quite the opposite.
Oh, okay.
I got to the mission right before you get V, and then I was just like, okay, I wanted to take a break from it, just because there were other games I wanted to try to tackle at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed what I played from it. You were right; it did take about a good hour to get past, to get into actual gameplay, and maybe it's because I haven't played any. Like I played Devil May Cry the first one, and then I played the
Mhm.
second one, but I haven't played 3 or 4. So I had like no idea who like these other guys were. Like I'm just like, okay, like they kind of look like Dante's, like mirrored versions of him, like or like
Yeah.
alternate universe versions of Dante. And like when Dante, spoiler, when he gets captured and you're not playing as him, I'm like, okay, well, what the hell am I going to do now? And then it kind of like I kind of spent the majority of it trying to get back into like the story that was going on, which, like you said, is kind of just bonkers.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I it's something I want to go back to, but once again, it just kind of falls into that area of I feel like I should be playing. Like when I play those games and they want you to get like the combos and they lay it all out for you, like, oh, you can chain this to this and like you can do this with this guy and like his
Hmm.
arms, like you can change out his arms so you have one that explodes or like pins people to the ground or like does this or does that. Like there was a lot there to kind of explore and get into to fit your play style. And I just at that time, I wasn't really focused on playing video games, so it was just kind of like, well, like I'll get back to this later. I need something that's more just like a simple turn-based kind of thing. So like the RPGs and things like that is basically where I spent my time. But once I get a proper gaming setup like back and I have some time to explore these games that I just have piling up in my queue, I think it's going to be one of the ones I'm going to go back to right away.
Yeah, I feel really bummed for you that you stopped that game right before it kicked ass.
Yeah.
Because it literally, and to no fault of your own, like I had the thought too of before I got control of V of being like, this ain't me. I don't get it. I don't have it. And it really was getting a hold of V and that play style that changed that entire game around for me. It really
Nice.
did.
Now,
I know,
like,
I know, I know, I know, Justin, you kind of have the same thought, right? That V's the best character in that game.
So, I mean, V is great. I played as little pretense. I played through 5. I'm a huge Devil May Cry fan. So the order in which the games actually go, it goes because the games aren't. It's kind of like a Lucas film sort of thing where they're not all in order. Like it goes 3, 1, 4, 5, and
Mhm.
then 2 is the final one. Um, but I loved playing Nero in 4. He was a lot of fun. But yeah, with his robot arm in 5, like he's definitely like the worst character. Like V is so much fun, and then like when you unlock where you get to like slide around and stuff, and you're like holding this cane, and he's kind of like a little scooter thing, like woo, and he moves fast. He like moves faster and stuff, so you can like get to enemies quicker and unlock some of his combos. It's like really good. But dude, Dante though in 5, like I'm
Yeah.
excited that you unlocked because dude, Dante gets like every time when I was playing 5, every time he got a new weapon, I'm like, dude, how many? I'm like, this has to be it, right? Like he's not getting any more weapons, and then he gets a new one, and he gets like 10 weapons, and I'm like, dude, this is bonkers. Like it is, and so like once you get all the weapons for Dante, you just go off, and some of them are
All
just
right.
like insane. Like, and I'm just like, yes,
I'm
like
hyped. I'm
so
ready for it.
so it sounds like because you're saying you're at like mission 10 right now, Zach, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Like, so how many missions are there in the game, Justin?
there's like 22, 23, something like that. So Zach's about halfway.
So right now he's basically going to get like one new weapon for Dante per mission, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. You basically like once you unlock Dante, like because what's nice though too is because like so yeah he only got Dante now and it's like mission 10, but then there's
Mhm.
you can go back once you unlock V and unlock Dante. You can see like at the mission select, there's like little dots, and it shows you like what character you played through those missions as. So then there's like ones where you can go back where you only could play as Nero before, and you can play as V. And then there's one where and then you can start playing as either like Dante, V, or Nero, and go through with each of them. And like the one, it's like you get to see the story because there's one where all three of them are in it, and they all kind of meet at the end. So then when you play through as each of the characters, you get to see what like each of them were doing to then end up all together at the very end.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also, I did make the discovery that Nero has an arm that he can shoot off and ride like a goddamn hoverboard. Which I was like, okay, Nero doesn't suck as much as I thought he did. Like, that's fucking rules. Like, that's awesome.
Well, dude, and that's like, it reminded me in like when you're talking about the revving up the his sword like a motorcycle.
So
like,
dumb.
Like
it's just every time it happens, it's the dumbest thing.
But it's like funny because like, did you ever play 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very beginning of 4, like when they introduced Nero, and he pulls the sword out and stabs the demon, and then revs it, and then he's riding on the demon like around this fountain, like in circles, like, and just like grinding him into the ground. That's so good.
And then the fact that they named this sword that revs like a motorcycle the Red Queen. Yeah. Like, it's just like the most anime bullshit thing ever. It's great. It's great.
And the chick who you just said her name, I forget, the tattooed chick who makes Nero's arm. Dude, she is so fucking funny. Like, she's like her and V make that game. Like, she legit like Nero's like complaining, and she's like, "Will you quit being a pussy?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then the fact that you call her on the like the little phone booth thing, she just comes crashing through like a wall or something. It's like, and it just gets more as it goes on. The places just get more ridiculous. And you're like, how is she gonna get? Like, there's no way she's gonna get. And then just like the way she gets to you is just like insanity.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's been some of my favorite moments so far is because I'm in the part now where they're going up the Qyphoth or whatever, the blood tree thing, and yeah, like, you are in this tree, like, ideally, 200-300 feet in the air at this point, and then like, oh, I wonder if that phone works, and I'm sitting there like, okay, I've got to see how they bring this van into this goddamn, and all of a sudden just boosh, it's like Justin said, it's the dumbest and funniest thing every time it happens. Like, every time it's hilarious to me. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I've hit that point where it's the game I'm thinking about all the time now, and I just want to get back to it and play more of it, but I can only do that at nighttime when the kids are asleep. So that's probably what I'm doing tonight, actually. But that's all I've really been playing outside of the normal. So, Shannon, what you got?
Well,
Plus dungeon.
Yeah, I found a treasure trove of slutty anime puzzle dungeon simulators that I've been really diving into pretty hard this week.
I see that on your on the outline here.
Yeah, it's been a good week for me. Like, I haven't left my room. I don't have any socks left. I got to do some laundry.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I haven't been playing. Seriously, I've been crying like all week because Tommy and Timmy freaking just marauded me on turnip prices and Animal Crossing, and it just seems like everybody else has kind of gotten as many bells as they can, and they don't need to do it anymore. So it's like it's just all quiet when everybody's turnip prices are coming out. Like, and I've turned into like the biggest freaking Twitter like hooer for like dodo codes. Like, seriously, like, I just want people to like open up their gates and let me in so I can sell their turnips. So I'm like retweeting things for them and doing all this stuff, and they're just like, ha ha ha, little troll, I just cucked you for like a dodo code. And I'm just like, God dang it. So like, I would just really like to get my million so I don't have to worry about doing turnips anymore. And then after I finish Animal Crossing, I can beat Trials of Mana, and then I will be ready for Xenoblade to come out on the 29th.
Yeah, Shannon, I think you need to no longer be a turnip cuck. I think you need to get out of that.
I was like, if you want, Shannon, I can loan you at a low interest rate the amount of bells you need to finish your house.
At a very low interest rate. I mean, it's almost like stealing, Shannon. It's
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I got a guest. Come here. Come here.
we have a guest.
Oh, look at that. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Look over here. Say hi. Say hi.
Heyo.
Heyo. All right. All right. See, there they are.
Heyo. Heyo.
Heyo. Okay, say goodnight. All right.
Good night, Gabe.
Eskimo kiss. Come on. Okay. Night night. All right. There's my interlude. There's my son. All right. All right. So yeah, had to say goodnight to the little one. Justin, are you playing anything this week?
Not really. I mean, besides Animal Crossing, which Red still, it's been a week. Like, I can't think of the last time Red showed up on my island.
Yeah, I was just having this conversation too. Like, is he ever come back?
Yeah.
Like, I bought a piece of art. He shanked me for fucking $5,000 because it was fake, and then he's never come back. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's only come to my island, I think 2, maybe 3 times. I don't remember, and that's it. And I'm like, every day I'm like going to check the secret beach, and there's nothing. And I'm like, where is I'm like, the sloth dude shows up like once a week. I'm like, Sneakers shows up once a week. The camel person, Sahara, shows up once a week. I'm like, Red hasn't shown up in like 3 weeks. I'm like, where the fuck is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's taking your money, dude. He's taking his money. He's running.
Right?
Seriously, I'm like, I bought so many legit paintings from him that he's like scared of me now.
I think I bought 2 legit paintings from him, and he hasn't come back since. So
that's the trick. I don't know. Zach apparently got hosed, and he hasn't come to Zach's island.
Right? Because he knows I got something for him. That boat pulls up at that beach.
Yeah, you gonna pay what you owe,
right?
But besides the Animal
double barrel buckshot coming at that boat. That's all I know.
Can foxes swim? And like,
right?
But
they make good fur rugs. I'll tell you that. Fox, I'll see him. I'll catch him. It's all over.
But yeah, besides the Animal Crossing, I mean, I haven't really played a whole lot this week. I booted up Shovel Knight Treasure Trove and played through like the first couple levels in Shovel Knight and stuff while we were over at Megan's mom's one night. And I mean, I've played bits and pieces of Shovel Knight here and there. I just never owned it and stuff. I played it at other people, and I mean, it's a great game. Like, I love it. It's a lot of fun.
It's one of those games. It's a weird game because it's one of those games. I agree with you. I like it a lot. It's super well built. It's a great platformer. I just never care to play it, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why it never grabbed me the way it grabbed a lot of people. Because it's like I can see that it's really good.
Yeah.
I just don't know why I don't care. You know, it's weird. I don't know.
Well, and that's what's like, the music's banging. I'm like, the art's great, and I was playing like, and it's like I played like, like I said, I played a couple levels, but then I was like, yeah, I'm done playing for right now. Like, it just didn't, like, I don't know, like make me want to keep just going. I guess it was fun in little spurts. Like,
yeah, it's good in short bursts. It's like, it's not good to sit down and play for a long time, but it's good for like, if you got like 5 to 10 minutes you want to kill. It's a good poop game.
So I think when that game came out, was at the same time around Rogue Legacy, or maybe it was just the time I discovered both of them was around the same time. And so at that time for me, it was like I made a choice, and I played way more Rogue Legacy than I did Shovel Knight, and I just never got back to it. So I don't know if that was part of my problem, but yeah, it's a game. It's a game I kind of been thinking about, especially now that Treasure Trove came out, and Treasure Trove just has like all the expansions, right?
Yeah,
it has like the Death Knight and all that.
Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, King Knight, and Spectre Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the thing where it's like, now that that exists, I feel like I should go out there and try it. But
Oh, I will tell you, I did buy Moving Out last week, and I did try. I did play 2 levels of it. I did like the
all
first
right,
house, and I did the second house with the turtles with the pizza.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
and it's definitely it's with one person, it's definitely a more frustrating experience because when you're moving the larger pieces of furniture, you can drag them, but getting him through like a door or like a tighter spot is definitely hard. I mean, like I can see where with 2 players you could definitely like huck it through a window and you
Yeah.
could save yourself a tremendous amount of time. Um, the one thing that I wasn't aware of going into it before is like moving the items into the truck. It's not like once they're in the truck, they stay there. Like the physics of the
Yeah.
game, like you move something
mm-hmm.
else in, you can bump something else out in the truck. So like placing your items in the truck is definitely important.
Yeah.
Um,
You
That's
need
funny.
you need to get those basically like the beds, couches, stuff. You want that shit in there first
mhm.
because like if you save that stuff for last, then like you're like, oh shit, you're trying to push it in, it won't fit. You're trying to huck it on top of the pile and stuff because yeah, there's also times where there was a couple times where I was playing with my buddy Matt. We lost uh the gold. We lost gold by like 10 seconds or something on runs because something like rolled out of the truck or like wouldn't fit right at the very end. So we're panicking to like try to get it in.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the turtle level, the turtle kept like blocking the door because he wanted to see what I was doing or something. So like every time I would come in, he would like stand in the door. So I finally just got pissed off at him, and I picked him up and I hucked him into like the middle of the street, just to get him away from just to get him away from me. And then I saw that one of the challenges was you have to pack the turtle in the truck, and I
Yeah.
was like, God dang it! And so like yeah, it was. So I know I definitely want to go. I definitely want to go back and play this with a second player to see what the like to see how much the game improves, the quality of the game improves when you're playing. I wish that it was online co-op instead of couch co-op. Because I would like to play with like you, Justin, or Zach. I mean, it would be a lot easier to play with somebody who knows the game. And since I own it, I don't have it docked to a TV yet, so it's not like I can play it with my girlfriend pretty easily. So it's something I'll get back to when I think I have it set up on a bigger TV and I can enjoy it a little bit more. But it's definitely, if I see the appeal to it, I see how fun it is, and I mean I love jumping and launching like the microwave through the window,
Yeah.
and just like rocketing it into the truck. I mean that's pretty. I laugh every time I get to do that. So yeah, it's a good pick. Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome. But yeah, dude, with like the turtle and stuff, it's like the get go. You have to like get like a couch or something and build like a base in the truck and then like chuck the turtle like behind the sofa and stuff so he'll be stuck.
Hmm.
And there's one level where it's like it's literally Frogger and the
Hmm.
frog's at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the level and you have to get the frog to like follow you across the freeway and stuff and time you're moving like furniture in the street trying not to get hit by cars and like crossing and trying to get the frog into the truck and stuff was like one of the like bonus goals. There's
Ugh.
like haunted furniture and stuff that moves, so you have to do like the same thing, build a base with the non-haunted furniture, and then like save the haunted furniture for last and chuck chairs behind it so they won't like move out of the truck and stuff.
Awesome. Glad I'm looking for. I'm gonna look forward to that. Thank you.
Love it. Well, I think that that might be all we got today. I know it's a shorter show this week, guys. Sorry for that, but we kind of had to keep it moving tonight with our recording. And I think me and Robbie are gonna try to do another video live video on our Facebook group later this week. We'll see maybe if Justin or Shannon want to get in on that action as well.
Hmm.
As Robbie it's just hard for Robbie to make the recording times, being single dad this part in his life while his wife is overseas. Um, and but he still wants to be involved, obviously. So we are finding ways to do that. And we did a trial run with the Facebook Messenger last week, and unlike the new avatars, it worked really well. So I was really happy with that. By the way, guys, what the fuck is the Facebook avatar thing? Like, how is that a thing? I log in this weekend and everyone's making avatars. I'm like, is this Microsoft in 2006? Like, what the hell just happened? Like,
Russia was like, yeah, it's been a minute since we got people's facial profiles and information, so let's roll this bad boy out.
Right? Oh, Lord. I could not believe it when I saw avatars. I was like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
They're trying to get that Apple money because, like, Apple's got that whole, like, whatever they call it, like their personalized emojis and emojis.
Bitmoji.
Yeah.
They're just trying to steal that Apple money.
I was gonna say, speaking of avatars, I also saw the poster for the new Avatar movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does that look?
It looks okay. It looks like it's coming out 2021 in, I think, April or something like that. I don't know.
Now, is the poster itself like 12 inches too long? Because the movie was about an hour too long. So I want to know if like they extended that theme to the posters where it just hangs out of the frame by like 6 to 12 inches.
I mean, supposedly this movie and the next one were already filmed like 4 years ago or whatever, and it's just been them doing the CGI and stuff ever since then. So
Jesus.
Yeah, I've told this story before, but that was one of my favorite theater moments was seeing Avatar in the movie theater because it was the movie everyone said, like, holy shit, you have to see Avatar in the theater. The 3D is crazy, blah, blah. And it was. It was really good. Until you hit about the 2-hour change mark, and then they come out and blow up the tree. And my wife is sitting in the theater, leans over to me and goes, God damn it, they're going to have to resolve all this now. Like, we were so close to being done, and now we're here for like another hour while they fix this. And it's just like, and it was one of those moments where I remember being in the theater with her, being like, yeah, holy shit, this just keeps going. Like, what? Whew, man. And it was just, yeah, it overstated. That first movie could have been 2 movies. Like, straight up, it could have been 2 movies. Like,
yeah. I honestly don't get the love for it. Like, people are like, oh, dude, I love that. I'm like, you do? Like, I don't understand.
I think it's one of those, like, at the time, visually, it was kind of brain-breaking.
Well, yeah.
And people got swept up in that. But that is Last of the Samurai Dances with Wolves of the Mohicans in space. Like, that's what that movie is. And it's not that good. It's really not that good. I can't care about a second Avatar, you guys. I really don't. No. I mean, unless it. But then again, I didn't really care about the first one. When it took everyone saying like, "Holy shit, you need to see this," for me to go like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the theater and see this." Like just James Cameron isn't enough at this point. Sorry, sorry, Jimmy, I'm out. We had a good run, me and you, James. But I'm telling you to kick bricks. But I don't know. Is there anything else coming out that's like? I mean, the Scooby-Doo movie came out. That was that was one that's supposed to be in the theaters that I'm probably gonna have to see because of my kids. Mm-hmm. Is there anything coming out at all? I don't really know anything movie-wise.
Yeah, like what was supposed to come out in like May? Like what was supposed to be the first summer blockbuster that was supposed to?
Like,
it was Black Widow, right?
Black Widow was supposed to.
But they postponed that until like October, didn't they?
I don't know about. I know it got postponed. I just don't know to when.
Yeah, I think that might be all the way to 2021 now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, New Mutants is supposed to come out in August. Sure, whatever.
I mean, Mandalorian Season 2 is the only thing I'm waiting for, and that's October.
Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Sorry, I know, Shannon, we were trying to wrap, but...
No, that's fine. Let's go for it.
Is it bumming anyone else out that Mandalorian became a hit, and now it's like, oh, and we've got this person to sign in, and we've got this person signing up for a role, and this guy's going to be directing, and blah. And it's like, oh, you're ruining it. It was like this cool small thing that got super popular, and now it's just gonna be bloated with all this bullshit. It's like you're ruining it. Yeah, like I'm watching it being ruined in real time, and I kind of like every announcement about the second season of Mandalorian is making me not really want to watch it. It is. Am I alone in this? Is this like? Is anyone else having this reaction? Because I'm kind of bummed about Mandalorian too.
I don't know. I kind of want to see how they're gonna get Boba Fett into the storyline. I mean, I kind of feel is shoehorned. Like they're definitely shoehorning that in there. I definitely wanted to see more of like the interaction between the child, I guess if you want to call it that, or Baby Yoda, whatever, and the Mandalorian. But, I think in the first season, they did have some pretty big name actors that were only in it for, an episode. Like, what was it? The lady from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that Ming-Na Wen. I think she was in it for, like, she was honestly in there for, like, 15 minutes, and then she got shot, and then she was done.
Not a big-time actress.
Well, I mean, like, I would say she's a notable actress.
We're two of
she's
the 10
huge!
We're like, okay, we're 2 of the 10 people that like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like...
All right. I'll give that to you. But yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. Like, it's going to be hard for them to keep the magic, keep the aesthetic from the first season. I think that's what a lot of, popular shows are going to run into problems with. Or have run into problems with, so it'll be interesting to see how Disney slow rolls this to, keep people interested in the product that they're putting out. But I'm still interested, for now, until I get my Build-A-Bear Baby Yoda, and then I might not care anymore.
Justin, do you have feelings about Mandalorian, or are you nonplussed?
I mean, so I really did like season 1, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you to where, because of how popular it became, it concerns me that they're gonna like intentionally go out of their way to do shit to like appease the fan. Like, my thing is, like, I have a feeling they're gonna try to like shoehorn like more like cute Baby Yoda moments and stuff into it to appease the Baby Yoda meme fan base and stuff, and I'm like, please don't. Like, I'm like, he was like in it like enough in season 1 and stuff without like, they weren't forcing him into certain situations. Like, there was moments where it's like, you pretty much should see him in the entire episode. Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna leave you on the ship and go do whatever, and then you'll see him again kind of at the end or whatever. But it's like, I don't want like a whole like 38-minute like saga of like Baby Yoda like crawling around, sticking like nuts and bolts in his mouth and shit, like looking for chicky nugs. Like, I don't get that.
Like, yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, speaking of babies and crawling around looking for chicken eggs, quick shout out to Mr. Platinum, who had his baby over this last week. Well, his wife did. I'm sure he was doing a great job riding shotgun. And congrats. It's a big deal. And enjoy that next 2 months or so you've got before they really start moving, because you ain't doing many platinums in a couple months from now, bud. Just letting you know.
Yeah, Jordan.
Hope you had fun.
Jordan's time playing video games is going to go from like, 20 to 30 plus hours a week to like 2.
Yeah. If that. Yeah.
He's like, there ain't no achievements on the Switch.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, be ready for those real achievement awards, like, hey, we don't use diapers anymore, or hey, I don't need to make bottles anymore. Like, those are the real achievement awards. When you get to box up that shit and take it out of your house, like, that is like, bling bling, achievement unlocked. Look at this. I got a box full of bottles. Get this shit.
I don't know, like that first year, like, congratulations, you kept a human being alive for a year that constantly is trying to kill itself. I mean, that's a pretty good accomplishment too. Yeah.
Bling bling, slept 6 hours. You did it.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I know. Yeah, you hit the 5-year mark. You're just, and it goes bling. You get to now sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah. It's a good time. But no, congrats, man. It's cool. It's a big deal. And
Keep telling
your whole
yourself
world's
that.
going to change. Have fun. Justin, Keith, enjoy your dogs. That's all I'm saying. No one calls the cops when the dogs stay in a cage for 8 hours. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Oh my.
But I guess that is our show for this week. So I am going to throw it to Mr. Shannon Moore for the outro. Shannon!
Oh, well, thank you guys again for listening to this wonderful podcast. And as always, please drop us a review or tell a friend that, if they are looking for a podcast to listen to and they enjoy three guys talking about video games and anime today, then this is probably the one for you. Other than that, you can follow us on Facebook. We have That Pixel Life Facebook group, so go on and jump in there. You can maybe help me out this week and help me with those turnip prices to make sure that I don't lose my shirt again and then turn this Animal Crossing game off for the rest of my life. Justin, is there any word on Negative Space? You said you were going to have some time off to do some level structure. Have you done anything?
So
my favorite part of the show is fast becoming this part, how Justin sounds shocked every week that Shannon's gonna, and Shannon does it every week, and every time Justin has his eyes get wide, like, oh shit, I have to think of something to say. It's fast becoming my favorite part of the whole show. I just gotta say that. Sorry, Justin, please continue.
So, I did have I had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off from work. So I didn't work on Negative Space, but I did make something though. And in the 5 days or whatever that I had off, I made it's done. I'm gonna make the little background song for it before I release it. But I made a little like Tamagotchi-esque game, and it's called My Pet Gleep Glopp. And it's this little yellow ball duck thing, and it's basically a straight up Tamagotchi, but there's like 4 options, and you can feed him and clean him, and you feed him enough apples and he takes a shit, and then you can like feed him his own shit and he eats it and it's all over his face. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. But it's done.
It's basically a Tamagotchi, except you make it eat its own shit. Like, yeah.
Well, it's funny because you feed them enough apples, and there's this one part. So you start out with the egg, and like to make the egg hatch, it's like, oh, you give it love, and then when you do love, like a little hand comes down and like pets the egg, and it starts wobbling, and then you push love again, and then another hand from the side like pets the egg. And then you push it the 3rd time, and its penis comes out the side and pokes the egg, and then it hatches.
Oh god!
Oh Jesus! So you'll have to look out. You'll have to look out for that.
Yeah, I will have to look out and then call the cops when I see it. Jesus Christ!
Are you all right, Justin?
Yeah, but then it's funny because after it's hatched, it's the same thing, but then like the dick pokes it in the eye, and it like squinches.
Dude. Go back to making Negative Space.
Yeah, I love that you took time away from like this thing you've been working on for 4 years to program a dick joke, basically.
I know. That's so good. It's like you could tell that's why I was laughing so hard when shit asked me, because I'm like, dude, to tell them that this is like what I've been doing with my time instead. Like, making a little yellow ball that you feed its own shit and poke in the eye with the penis.
Thanks.
At least I know in our day-to-day conversations you're never lying to me, because if there was ever a time where you were going to lie about something, that would have been it. You would have just been like, no, nothing really to report. Moving on.
Can you give me the spelling on that? Because I think that's going to be our episode name, is My Friend Gleep Glopp.
Yeah, it's GLEEP and then GLOPP. Okay. My pet Gleep Glopp.
All right. Oh man.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably make the song for it tomorrow, and then hopefully have it out on like itch.io and Game Jolt, so people can poke their Gleep Glopps on Tuesday or Wednesday.
You might as well make the song OPP. You know, like. It's right in the title.
God. Yeah, man. Well, Zach, what does Robbie usually say to leave us out?
You're like, I don't even know what else to say at this
I
point.
don't.
Just Zach ended. Hey guys, after all that, and whew, I know it's a reminder that the world can bring you down, but let me tell you guys, it's out there, and you can be great.
Bye.
Gleep Glopp.
My Gleep Glopp.